So what we're going to work on is a get out of trouble move. Okay, not every move or technique you can do is a cool move to get a tap out or a pin or a big body slam or something. Sometimes you just got to get out of trouble. Okay, and that's the best thing you can do for yourself. And this is one of those moves. And this is the stuff that, you know, that holds the big moves together. These are those smaller moves that fill in the gaps that make all the bigger stuff work. And this type of ground fighting, in this particular case, Newaza. So you get stuck on the bottom. Fundamental, key cardinal rule, primary thing you got to do is don't let your head be stuck in the middle on the bottom. He will just tear you up. He'll set you up on start setting up on a sankaku triangle choke from the top, do all kinds of stuff to you. Worst place to be, one of the worst places, face down or belly down on the mat with him on top of you. So here's the situation. So Derek's knocked me down, and then here I am in trouble, okay? And one of the big reasons I'm in trouble is my head is down here, stuck between his legs and body. He can start tying me up, and I'm in trouble now. So I gotta get out of trouble. So here's a good way to get out of trouble. First thing you want to think about is get your head cleared, okay? And get your head out of the middle from the bottom and get to the side. You want to get your onto his hip, onto the side of his hip. So as soon as I'm down, I might be flat on my back, boom, but get to a base. When you get to your base, knees wide on your toes, not flat here because you can't move well. So here you're on your toes, but my head is here. Immediately get my head to the side. Even if I'm somewhere, I've got to get my head from here to here. Bam, here it is. And once I do, I'm going to plant my ear right on his hip, okay? Now, I can double leg him, I can do a judo switch, I can do a lot of stuff, but the key thing here is I want to get from the middle to the outside, so I'm going to have you do that here. So, Jake, why don't you get him where you're on top of Derek, and turn around here so the guys can see you with the, yeah, there you go. Now, let's look, Derek, go to your left when you do this. Okay. He's back on his base, okay? Jake's in the middle, and he works the head outside, okay? It's pretty quick, you got to do it. First thing you got to do is get that head out of trouble, okay? Because your body follows your head, right? So get your head to the side, go to the outside. Now, how you get behind them? There are a lot of ways to get behind them or to get out of trouble. Let's go ahead, let's do the judo switch and do the basics. So what we're going to do here, so get your head in the middle, you're really in trouble. Derek's in a bad way, okay? So the first thing he does, he pops his head to the side, bam. As soon as he does that, his ear is on Jake's hip. Everybody see that? Okay, now, his base is getting better here. He's starting to come on his feet. He can start getting the momentum and drive. But now, with his right shoulder, his shoulder is in Jake's gut. And with his right hand, he's reaching around Jake, come up real high so they can see. See how he's grabbing here, around the leg here? And he's going to choke Jake's knee. He's going to do a Hadaki Jime on Jake's knee. And he's going to suck it in tight. Now, who's got who, right? Derek's in a good position here because his head is here, and he's going to use this kind of like a hinge, and he's going to go to the outside. He can sit through, he can walk out, however he wants to do, but he's going to get to the outside, okay? Now, because Derek's a middleweight, and he's very flexible, he can do a really good sit-through, sit-in. Okay, some, like bigger guys, because you have longer legs or more girth, you might just stay on your knees and keep working around the outside, whatever it takes. You might do a half sit out, just do that, just a half sit, where you instead of shoot your whole leg. You might just see that half sit he did there real quick, do that slow again. So there are a lot of ways to get past that corner. See that half sit? A little short, choppy movement, and do the full sit through, okay? See the difference in the leg action there in the sit through? That's pretty much a standard wrestling sit through from the top bottom. But the big thing that Derek did was get his head out of trouble first, because if you're on the bottom, get your head down and be in the middle. Switch positions. Jake, you be the guy on the bottom. Okay, now, Derek can easily start doing a sankaku from this position, and the guy's in trouble. And so Jake doesn't want to be there where Derek can do that move. All right, that's the primary thing you're going to see a lot. Other guys might do other stuff, but your head's in trouble if it's on the bottom of the middle. Everybody got that? Get good at both sides. Switch to one side of the left, switch to one side of the right. The key thing is get your head from the middle and onto the outside and onto his hip. Put your ear right on his hip like there's a hinge connected there. because you're going to use that to spin around. One more time. Just watch, and he'll do a judo switch. Boom, he goes to the outside, comes outside, boom, and there you go. It's not a cool big move, is it? It's not like, wow, real fancy, but it gets you out of trouble. That's the kind of stuff that you got to have these get out of trouble moves. This is one of the key ones when you're on the bottom. One of the worst places to be is flat on your belly, or at least even on your knees, elbows and knees, face down, because he is dominating you, okay? This gets you out of a bad situation, at least into a neutral situation, hopefully a better one. Anything to add to that would be good?
No.
Okay, all right, let's go get him.
1, 2, 3, go.
Look, everybody, here's some things we want to cover, some fine points. All right, when Derek gets his head out of the middle, he pops his head to the middle, and as soon as he pops his head to the side, he wants to get his head to the hip or the upper leg area. That's really important, okay? And that way he's, one, out of trouble, but now he's starting to improve his own position. Now, notice what he did here. Do that again real slow. So watch, when he pops to the side with his left hand, he's going to reach through, and he's going to, see its palm down. Don't just grab the hand, grab it sideways when you do it. No. If you grab this way, he's got more strength. You're not as strong pulling it with your hands, with your thumbs up, than with your thumbs down like this in this particular situation. It just works better.
It's hands versus thigh at this point.
That's
now,
right.
I can actually lock my hands together, and now it's like shoulders versus thigh, which is still a bad proposition, but at least it's better than hands.
Yeah, it really is. It's better than just using your hands, okay? So he's basically choking the knee. That's why I always use that phrase, get a good square grip, all right? And now he's got a nice solid grip. Now he's out of trouble. He's improved his position, number one. He's done that. Now what he's going to do is how he sits out, works out, whatever he does. But when he does this, he shoots. See that head is still on the hip, okay? And he's going to come all the way around to get to the back position to get a ride, all right? Now from there, he can start working his hooks in. Let's say you do double hooks and you flatten the guy out, choke him with Hadaka Jime. That's one of the most obvious things you can do. You can do just about anything once you've got the right position. But now let's say if Eric doesn't let go. So when this happens, and instead of letting him go, if he holds on, he says, no, I'm going here I'm going to hold on to you. Well, in this case, Derek's going to use his shoulder, and he's just going to drive Eric over, and he's just, boom, he's going to drive his shoulder right in the guy's gut. And it's pretty much a nice breakdown or turnover from the bottom. It's almost like a takedown from the bottom.
Yeah. And once you're used to that, you can go right into like a double from there. You'll come from the square grip. This will stay there. This one will come over to the other side.
You just
rotate it
over, put him right over. But the thing is, if he holds on, you're still going to get him. That's what the point here is. And you're still going to just lift him, bam, drive right over. There you go. And show the double leg like I like to do too. So watch. In this case, if he feels that Derek or Eric on top is holding on, he can now watch his hands position. He grabs, then he does a double leg, turns him, takes him right over. So these are all good positions. Not only has Derek improved his position, he's got out of trouble, improved his position, now he's taking dominance. And that's what he wants to do. From this angle, do the same thing you just did with change positions. There you go. Okay. So he's going to get out of trouble, and he's going to double up, bam, there you go. So if the guy is either dumb enough to hold on, or he's a real fighter and he doesn't want to let go, then take advantage of that situation. But a lot of times, a lot of guys, he's been had and he'll let go, and he'll try to get to a better base, trying to get out of trouble himself.
Yeah.
That lets you go out. So do the stages that go behind the judo switch. So get your head out of trouble, and boom. And then go ahead and start getting your hooks in, and flatten them out. In this particular case, we can go right to Dr. Jime from a rodeo ride. A lot of things you can do to show how to head roll Jiu-Jitsu. So watch what Derek can do from here, head roll Jiu-Jitsu from here. So the idea is now you're in control. Once you got out of trouble, you dominate. Okay. So tonight, let's drill on this. Get out of trouble, get your hooks in, flatten them out, and get your Hadaka Jime. That's pretty basic stuff, but basics win fights. Okay, basics win. So let's work on that. If you guys want to do head roll Jiu-Jitsu, totally up to you. So we good? Those are some finer points from that earlier that just you're going to get better at it now. All right, let's go get them. You gotta have these get out of trouble moves. This is one of the key ones when you're on the bottom. One of the worst places to be is flat on your belly, or at least even on your knees, elbows and knees, face down, because he is dominating you, okay? This gets you out of a bad situation, at least into a neutral situation, hopefully a better one.